if I wasn't doing YouTube, this is the makeup I would love to have in my collection to use daily. And this is all high end. So we're only talking today about makeup that you can purchase at Sephora. And I probably will do a video on, if I was not a YouTuber, what makeup I would love to have old drugstore. But today we are going to focus on high end. So let's get started. For primer, I cannot live without this one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter Primer. This is in the shade 1 Fair. And you guys know how much I love my e.l.f. one, but if we're talking about high-end, this is the one I would gravitate towards because you can use this as a primer. I have dry skin, so I can use this all over my face, or you can also use it just on the highest points right here as a highlighter. It's just a lovely product. This is much thinner than the e.l.f. Halo Glow. So it's just beautiful all over the face. So for this, I'm going to go in with a sponge. This is just a Real Techniques sponge. I love my Real Techniques sponges. This and Morphe sponges are my favorite. And they're very affordable compared to the Beauty Blender. I've never tried the Beauty Blender sponge, but I don't want to love it and then have to spend so much money on it. Okay, for foundation, I have two, but I'm only going to use one today. One is the new Laura Mercier, and this is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. Mine is in the shade 1 and 2 Vanille. This is newer in my collection, and I have used it on my channel. I've talked about it, so I don't want to use it in today's video, but this is something I would love to have in my makeup kit if I was not doing YouTube. So this is a great recommendation. And today I'm going to use my Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation, and this is in the shade Light 3. I love this foundation so much. It is extremely expensive. I think it's like 92 Canadian, extremely expensive. So I'm using it sparingly. It is just very, very liquidy. You quickly have to, this is 1 pump. We can always build it up. Let's put a pump and a half. And for this, I'm gonna go in with my BK Beauty 101 brush and gently pat this foundation into the skin. I love this foundation because it just minimizes the redness on your face, and it's also very lightweight. You don't feel like you're wearing foundation at all. It's very skin-like, glass-like, very lightweight. It lasts all day long, and for $90-something, you don't even need a primer for this. Now I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge. Such a beautiful foundation. You can even build it up if you want, but I think I'm going to leave it like this. It's pretty. So for concealer, I have a lot of makeup that I really, really love. It's not like these are just super favorites because I have others, but because I have to do just a full face, these are the products I chose. If I were not a YouTuber, this is what I would buy. So for concealer, for my skin type, I find that the Glossier Stretch Concealer in the shade G11 is what actually works really nice for underneath my eyes. So this concealer is very emollient. You can see how nice and glossy and soft it looks. I'm going to use my Rare Beauty concealer brush, and I love this concealer because it just conceals, but it also hydrates at the same time. And it doesn't really crease because it's quite lightweight. You don't get much coverage with it because it's not a full coverage concealer, but it's a very nice hydrating concealer. That's what I really like. Then I like to go in with my sponge. You can see that it goes really good with a nice glowy foundation like the Pat McGrath one. It's all very natural looking. For bronzer, I had to choose a cream and a powder because I love bronzers. And I have chosen my Nars Laguna Original Bronzer. And this is the bronzing cream version. And for this, I'm going to use my BK Beauty 109 brush. This is a very natural looking bronzer. I really love the undertone, and I just think that it lasts really nice on the face. It's just so pretty. Let's just apply it first, and then we're gonna blend it. Don't want to put too much, but I think I went a little bit heavy-handed because I do have a powder bronzer that I want to set this with, because I have been loving the next product so much. I'm talking about the Makeup by Mario, and this is the SoftSculpt bronzer in the shade Light Medium. I love this product. So I'm going to use a Blinked Brushes F1 for this and just add a little bit more bronzer to the face. It's again a very similar undertone and product as the Nars Laguna Cream Bronzer, but this is in a powder version. That's what I think, that these two go really good together. This looks so pretty. Very beautiful bronzer by Makeup by Mario. I love his products. Okay, so for blushes, I have not chosen any cream blushes because I am just loving my Dior blushes. Again, super expensive, and this palette is just beautiful to have. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna use today. Maybe I'll go with the pink one or the peach one. Okay, let's go with the peach one today, and this is in the shade Coral, and then I'm going to go in with this palette over. So first of all, these bronzers are beautiful. You can add an extra glow to your skin by going through this palette and just adding it on top. It just provides, look at this nice extra glow, which is just so special. You can use this on its own, or you can use it on top of any face products you've already added. Okay, let's go in with this blush. And I'm going to use a F5 by Blinked Brushes. And this is what this one looks like. Pick up some product and add it to the skin. It transfers so nicely onto the cheek, you can see. It looks intimidating. Again, it's quite a little bit of product you get in here, but I don't get through blushes that often. It's beautiful. And now I want to go back into this palette, and because I don't have any highlighter chosen, I think that this two together will create that nice highlight. And I'm going to go with the same brush, and I'm going to go like this into this too, and just add it right here on the high point of my cheek. Such a beautiful palette. And again, you can use it on its own. It's pigmented enough. You don't have to layer it on top of your current blush. Very subtle. I love this. This Dior products, definitely recommend them. And this is something I would have to have if I was not doing YouTube. Yeah, let's powder the face right now. So for powder, I love my Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. I have dry skin, and this is in the shade 1. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 108. I've been into having more of this smaller brushes to do my powder with. I find it that I can control the powder a little bit better on my face. It mattifies the skin, and it gives it a nice HD effect. Now, if you do have the Makeup Forever HD powder, you don't need to invest into this one. This has a little bit, I don't know, there's something special about this one. And it doesn't dry up my skin. I have dry skin, and it's very fine. You can still see the glow coming through, so it's just a beautiful powder. I love applying it with this BK Beauty 108 brush. It just applies it so nicely. I used to go into those big fluffy brushes, but I love it this way. Okay, let's move on to primer. I have not been priming my eyes with an eyeshadow primer. I have been using my concealer, but since I've discovered this Nars Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, I have been loving it because I have noticed that my eyeshadow does not crease or move throughout the day, does not pile up in my crease of my eye. It's just something that I will definitely repurchase, and this product's always out of stock. It's very hard to get your hands on this one. So yeah, this is the only eyeshadow primer I would own if I were not doing YouTube. So it comes out a little bit more oily and hydrating, but it dries down quite fast. Okay, so I zoomed you in so you guys can see how the complexion turned out. It's just beautiful. This is all you need. If you don't do YouTube, these are the products I would suggest that are perfect for dry, mature skin, normal to dry skin. So let's move on to eyes, because for eyes, I would recommend, I have 3 palettes, one that is super colorful and 2 that are more neutral, because I know a lot of people are into nudes and neutral. One of them is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. Yes, I got the name right. And the other one, if you can get your hands on it, is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. So pretty. So I think today we're gonna go with this one. But again, this one is so small and easy to travel with. I would definitely recommend this one. But today we're gonna go into the Biba, and then I will show you my colorful palette and why I love that. We're gonna do a nice neutral / colorful eye look today. Let's go in with Prairie, just this nice golden brown. I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 201 and just add this as my transition. Very pretty. So do the same thing on the other eye. If you were to purchase one Natasha Denona palette, I would go with this one. Like the big ones, if you want to purchase a bigger one. If you want to purchase smaller ones, the mini ones, I suggest the mini nude palette, which has a lot of this type of shades in it. It's just very wearable, and then you can pair it up with any other eyeshadow you want. For my crease, I think I'm going to go in with Freckle. I love this shade. And I'm going to put that in my crease to just darken this area up a bit. Again, if you have hooded eyes like I do, make sure that you look straight up and then you apply your crease shade right here above the fold. Otherwise, when you look up and if it's in the fold, then it will get covered. You won't see it. So kind of like this way. You can bring it into the fold, but you want to have the intensity of the color showing above the fold. That's what I've noticed with my eyes. Now, everyone has different eye shapes, but that's what works for my eyes. I'm going to keep it very simple. Just a little bit of cocoa on the outer corner. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty 203 brush and just darken this area up a tiny bit. Try to bring it into the crease as well and then blend it. So go into your other brush, which is the BK Beauty 211, and just blend this. So I'm going to darken this eye as well. So for the inner corner, let me try use this shade here, which is called Tusk. And I'm going to use a BK Beauty 206 brush and see how this would look in here. Like that. Like, I don't think I want any shimmers today on the top. You might wonder how this is a colorful look. Just wait and see. Next palette I'm going to talk about. Actually, no. I'm going to do half of my bottom lash line with this palette. I'm going to use a BK Beauty 207 and I'm going to go in with this dark shade that we just used, which is called Cocoa, and just add it in the outer corner here up to the kind of middle of the eyeball. The colorful palette that I love, and it's a must to be in my collection, is this is the Danessa Myrix, and it's called the Light Work Volume 4. This is very special. Let me take this out because of all these beautiful colorful shades. And if you have this palette, you don't need to be scared that you have to use it all over the eyes, which you actually can. You can just use one of the shades all over the eyelid with a nice brown transition. Oh, it's beautiful. But today I'm going to use it only on the bottom lash line. And actually, I just saw Tati Beauty create something like that, and she's the one that inspired me to use it this way. I'm going to use this shade, the Escapism right here. Like, look at this foil. Look at that dark green to this lime green. I just touched that shade and I really like Trippy as well, which is a kind of greenish with a hint of pink. You see that pink in there? Oh, I just love this palette. I'm obsessed with it. And I'm gonna go with a Biki Beauty 210, and I'm gonna go into the green shade first, which is Escapism. And I'm not gonna water the brush. I'm gonna gently and add it in the inner corner of my eye here, just for a nice pop of color. And I'm gonna slowly bring it into the brown a bit to kind of connect them here. So now I'm gonna go into Trippy, which is this pink, and just add it on top of this one. So pretty. So I'm using a little bit of my concealer, my Glossier Concealer, just to clean this outer area a bit. Oh, this is perfect. This is how you can incorporate a nice colorful palette. What do you guys think? You like it? Do you like that pop of green and pink? I love that when you move your eyes, it changes from pink to green. So let me zoom you in. And this is kind of what the eyes look like before we apply mascara. So you can see that you can use this colorful palette just on the bottom lashes. Like, you don't need to create a colorful look because you have a colorful palette. Just add a little bit of color on the bottom lashes and it just changes the eye look so nicely. But I kind of am intrigued to use it on my eyelid too. Okay, so let's go with maybe the pink. I'm going to use Trippy and just put it on here. Oh, yes. Yeah, I think I have to do that. You don't have to, like, you can stop before applying this on your eyeball. Like, look at the shift. It's pink and green and oh, I love it. It's so pretty. Okay, these are velvet chromes, by the way. I have been loving my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Party all night, stay all day. You can see how much I've used it. I use it every day. So let's apply this and then we're going to move on to mascara and lips. The smell, the hydration. I love to be soaked in this. And now I'm going to go in my sponge and just dab the spray into the pores. So for brows, I have forgotten to mention, I'm using my Rare Beauty Brown Shape Fill Duo. I love this product so much. I've been talking about it so much. Look how much I've used. And that's all I use. It's very simple to just fill in my brows. Okay, I'm going to move on to mascara. And for mascara, I would recommend the Clinique High Impact Curling Mascara. I love Clinique's mascara. They don't let me down. And this is one of my favorite from Sephora. So Clinique has really nice complexion products and really nice mascaras. So I'm going to quickly apply this and I will be right back with lips. Okay, so I went ahead and I've also applied my Makeup by Mario Master Pigment Pro Pencil, and this is in the shade Perfect Brown. This is another thing I must have in my collection. I put that in my waterline, and this is what the eyes turned out. Like, look at the nice shift. It's so pretty, like pink and green, and it just depends how the light hits it. It just shifts those two colors. I love it. Let's move on to lips. For lips, if I were to pick up a lip liner from Sephora, that would be Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao. I just sharpened this one. And I will go ahead and line the lips. I like how this is darker. I do recommend, I just picked up my Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oils. I have one more coming in. I love them. Spoiler alert. But those I won't be using in today's video. If I were to suggest something, are either I love the, again, by Dior, the Lip Glow Oils. I love this ones, but I also love the Lip Jellies by Tower 28. And I think today I'm going to go with the lip jelly in the shade Almond because it matches this brown lips. Look how pretty. So pretty. Too much. I just love these lip jellies. They are so beautiful and juicy, and they just, I don't know, make your lips so nice and plumpy. But yeah, the other one I recommend by Tower 28 is Pistachio. This is probably my favorite, but I think for this look with the Endless Cacao, what is this called? Yeah, Endless Cacao lip liner, I think the brown one was matching a bit better. So yeah, these are products that I would love to have if I was not doing YouTube. These are the products I would reach for on a daily basis and do my makeup with. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.